Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to a very interesting experiment. So what I'm gonna do tonight is, I hope y'all are having a good day today, is I'm going to do a live stream covering the Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 99 drafts. We're 1 month away from Chapter 100. We are 1 week away, because next week here on the channel, right around noonish, maybe 11 a.m., sometime around then Eastern time, I'm going to be on and I'm going to be discussing the Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 99 in detail, right? So by then it should be out and we'll all talk about it then. But this is not going to be a very long stream at all. I'm going to do an experiment here and just see how this goes, and then we'll see going forward what we'll do. Whenever we get to the next arc of Dragon Ball Super, which I hope is very soon, probably January, unless there's another break, which I hope there isn't. I'm going to go back to the way things were, where I'll do videos on the drafts and then do video reviews and then streams a couple days later. The reason why I changed it up this year is because of the superhero retelling. There's no point in doing a review every month if he just changes 2 or 3 things. It's just not worth it to me. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not worth it. This has been kind of a horrible year when it comes to covering Dragon Ball, with the exception of Daima being announced, which isn't the biggest announcement they could have made, at least not for some people. It does sort of feel like the Dragon Ball Super manga has been wasting our time. I mean, I know a very small number of people don't seem to think so, but I've talked to a lot of fans. I've read a lot of your comments in the, in the chat room and in the comment section, and this is just, it does feel like there's not much like nothing's going on. Like, it's just they've been dragging their feet. We've been dragging our feet forever here. So somebody said that I made a mistake and wrote chapter 98. Did I really do that? Oh, I did. Let me fix that. Hold on. Let me edit my stream here live. Hang on a second. You're right. I did put 98 instead of 99. That was my mistake. I didn't even notice that until just now. I wrote 99 in the description. But anyways, it's been dragging, and one thing we know for sure is that next month is, without question, is Jump Festa. So if they're gonna be announcing the next chapter or the next arc after Superhero, right? That would be the place to do it. We may get something earlier than that. We may get something in V-Jump this month, but who knows? Anyways, like I said, I won't be on for too long tonight. I won't take up a lot of your time. Let's switch over to the other view here. Hang on 1 second. So we're going to look at the drafts. So instead of doing a video like I normally would do, we're just going to do a stream. Just, it's not that different. There's not going to be any editing in this or anything like that. So this is the Japanese site. Actually, let me switch over to English real quick, because the English, I put Espanol. That might work out for me, maybe not for you guys. Hold on. Okay. Do they not have it up yet? Hold on. There's Herm's translation. We're going to get to that in a minute. They only have the Japanese up, but that's okay, because if Herms is already translating this, we'll get to that here in just a moment. Oh, it looks like we're gonna get Beast this chapter, yo. Oh my god, we're gonna get Gohan Beast? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Cause it says, it says Super Awakening Son Gohan. Oh my god, we're gonna get Gohan Beast. Okay, let's take a look at this. So this is covering what's going on now. Cell Max and Orange Piccolo. OP, as they say. The battle continues. If you remember, Cell Max got big. Here's Gohan trying to transform, or not transform, trying to power up. I don't think Gohan had any idea, just like the audience, just like all of us. I don't think Gohan had any idea there was another form he could tap into. I think for years, many of us assumed that Ultimate Gohan was it, especially the way it was explained in the original manga and in the original anime, that Gohan is basically having his internal power unlocked. Then in Super, there's a little hint, and I did a whole video about this, y'all. Check out my Gohan Beast Explained video, transformation guide. In Super, he's like, I'm gonna achieve a form that no one else has ever discovered. And that was it. That was before the TOP, which is several arcs ago. So one would think that, maybe it was just a line that Toei came up with, or maybe Toriyama didn't, maybe he didn't have that in mind, or he forgot, because that does happen. But remember, guys, Piccolo was supposed to be the main character of this movie. This is all being binded together by Akio Ioku, which is why, if you watch the video I did on Saturday, which is doing really well, please spread that video out. In that video, I go into extreme detail about the behind the scenes on basically like what's going on with Dragon Ball Super, the anime, and Dragon Ball Daima, and Akio Ioku's behind the scenes power struggle, because that is a thing going on. That is a thing. Akio wanted Dragon Ball Super to come back right after Broly, the anime. Shueisha had other plans. So Shueisha basically didn't want the manga to be like secondary. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't want the manga to be something people read after seeing the anime. You know what I mean? Because as many of you know who are anime fans, if you're adapting a manga, the manga comes first. One Piece, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, every single manga, the manga's ahead of the anime. The anime's adapting the manga, right? Here, it was different. Here, it was a manuscript. So now, Shueisha's shifting things back to normalcy by having the manga be ahead of the anime. So it is what it is. This is more of the Piccolo Gohan fighting. Of course, this is all like, I don't want to say chicken scratch. It's rough draft art. It's not finalized. I'll tell you what, Toyotaro's paneling, a lot of folks have said that he's no Toriyama, and he's not. But, man, his paneling has improved quite a bit. It's not going to touch on Toriyama. He never will be Toriyama. And I'm not even saying he should be. I'm not even saying that like, it's not fair to compare him, even though it is fair because he is the guy drawing Dragon Ball now every month for V-Jump. But every time I see him improve, I do give him credit as an artist. I think he's a better artist than he is storyteller. I've talked about that for years, man, going back to like the Moro and Granola arcs. And also, I'm not a big fan of what he did for the Trunks arc and for the Tournament of Power, even though some of that stuff is better, right? So anyways, this is the part where Piccolo's taking a shellacking. Look at that uppercut right there by Cell Max, bro. Right there on your screen, you should see the uppercut. I think we're going to get Gohan Beast this chapter. I think this might actually be the end. Chapter 99 might actually be the end, y'all. Hallelujah! Can I get a hallelujah in the chat? Can I get a hallelujah in the chat, please? Give me a motherfucking hallelujah. 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 We want to get past this superhero shit, man. I want something new. Diamond's not coming for a year. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Bro, I think it is over, bro. Because look, right there's that double punch that I love so much. Dude, if if Gohan Beast is coming this chapter, that means that he's going to kill him in the next chapter, or he'll kill him in this chapter. Then the next chapter could be all about them wrapping up the story. Plus, don't forget this, guys and gals in the chat. Don't forget, do not forget, the way that Dragon Ball Super's manga does it, when an arc ends, the next arc starts usually in the same chapter. Usually in the same chapter. Remember how when the TOP ended, we got the Moro teaser right after with the little Broly scene. Don't forget that when Moro ended, we had like OG73's head. Then it segued into the next chapter. And of course, going into Superhero, when we're doing the Goten and Trunks Saiyaman X1 and 2 thing, that right there, just, that right there, we saw that one image. If you remember that one image of Black Frieza, how Vegeta was thinking about Black Frieza, right? And he was like, he was like, how are we going to beat this guy now, right? That right there was sort of the segue in. So what could very well happen is the story will come to an end. We'll do the wrap up. Dr. Hedo joins Capsule Corp and we live happily ever after, right? And then we move on to the next story. Toriyama has hinted this is going to be the last story before End of Z, or at least very, very close to it. So if they're going to sandwich one more story in there, they could do that. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but they could sandwich another story in there. It would have to be a shorter one, but you have to also remember that the Granola arc only took besides the training stuff, it was only a few days, a few weeks, besides the training time skips. So the Majin Buu saga, right? The longest saga in Dragon Ball is the Majin Buu saga, right? That thing was in the anime, the original anime version. It was 87 episodes. Yeah, 87, right? That's long, but it only spanned about 3 days, starting from the tournament all the way to like the final battle. So time is funny, man. Time is funny. I see there's some super chats coming in, y'all. I'm going to get to them. Let me go ahead and get to Herms' translations here. Let me refresh. All right, so I'm excited. He says, the roughs are out for Chapter 99, Super Awakening Son Gohan. That right there tells me we're getting Beast. Piccolo tells Gohan to charge his ki while he goes to hold off Cell Max, but the battle doesn't go too well for Big Orange. Not Big Green, Big Orange. Gohan is concerned, but Piccolo tells him to stay put and continue concentrating his ki. That's pretty good advice, I would say. Getting back to his feet, Piccolo says that the real fight starts now, and then he and Cell Max start fighting again, and that's it for now. Damn, that's super short right there. This brings us to the equivalent of page 298 of the Ani manga's 350 pages. Based on the title of this chapter, we'll presumably see the manga debut of Gohan Beast, but the conclusion of the superhero arc will probably not be until chapter 100 in December. That's pretty much what I said. So I think that this chapter is going to end. This chapter will end with Gohan Beast coming, right? Like, okay, that sounded nasty. You know what I mean, right? This chapter is going to end with Gohan Beast, Gohan transforming into Gohan Beast. Yes, I did say that, y'all. I did say it. All right, give me a break. And yeah, I think next chapter is when he kills him. Next chapter he kills him. But I did want to say also, I'm gonna get to these super chats here in just a minute, yo. Cause we got like 5 of them. I'm gonna go real quick. What was I gonna tell you? I'm getting super chats like crazy. I was not expecting that many super chats, yo. Anyways, okay, let me get back to what I'm over here. My brain just farted, y'all. Please forgive me. So let me switch back over. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. Make sure you join me this Saturday on Twitch if you're here. We're gonna be we're done with the Red Ribbon Army arc. We're gonna be starting the Uranai Baba arc, and I want everybody to join me there. It's a cool stream. A lot of people. We always have a good time there, and we're watching Dragon Ball start to finish. the good stuff, the old stuff, uncensored in high definition. So make sure that you're there. Let me go ahead and get to these super chats here. Excuse me, I got the hiccups there. Suit says, I'm struggling really, really bad. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I got the hiccups, y'all. Forgive me. Let me try that again. Suit says, I'm struggling really, really bad tonight, you guys. My life is over. I'm a failure. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know what you're struggling with, man, but just remember tomorrow's another day. And I mean that. I have struggled. I promise you that there's people in the chat room right now that have not only struggled, but are still struggling. Whatever you're going through, I don't know what it is, and you don't have to tell me because it is personal. Tomorrow's another day. Josh90 says, yo, Danny, I know this is crazy to say, but I didn't really know that Dragon Ball Super existed until episode 109 and 110 of the TOP in late 2017. I don't think it's that crazy. Basically, what he's saying is that he didn't even know Super was a thing until the Ultra Instinct. I don't think it's that crazy because much like Superhero, Dragon Ball Super was very poorly promoted for a while. You have to remember the dub was like months and months behind, if not like over a year behind. Actually, it was over a year. So they didn't promote it in America as strong as they should have, and it was a big mistake. So make sure y'all leave a like. Leave a like. We got 300, almost 400 people, and only 119 likes, man. Leave a like. Like I said, I'm not going to be here too long tonight, y'all. It's going to be a short stream, but I do want to answer these questions. Xavier the God said, good work on Unseen. King Colt's Final Form reminded me of the fusion between Frieza and Cooler, which was cool. Is Goku unblocking SSJ3 unlocking SSJ3 possibility? Xavier, here's the thing about Unseen. I want to do more episodes. If we don't get enough crowdfunding, I'm not going to be able to do it. I want to do more animation, more art. So I need everybody to sign up for the Patreon if you want to support Unseen. Patreon.com/Dragon Ball Unseen. I'm going to copy the link into the chat. I need support so we can add more animation, more art. You get a bunch of extra stuff. Sorry, that's the episode. You get a bunch of extra stuff. You sign up, like this art right here. You get access to. I uploaded all of the Stephanie Nadolny, all of her actual recordings are up there. So you have like extra stuff, bonus content. But to help us out by going to the Patreon, because we need more crowdfunding for it to do well. Like I said, you'll get tons and tons and tons. You will get tons of bonuses with that. Everything in the Patreon is going to go only to Unseen. So yeah, SS3 Goku, I want to do it for sure. I just got to get the funding. Thank you for the super chat, clapping cheeks. Steven says, not gonna lie, the only reason why fans want Super Anime to come back is they want more Granola, Gas, Yui, Vegeta in games like Fighters and potentially BK4. I think you mean BT4, Budokai Tenkaichi 4. That's not the only reason. You wrote the only reason, and I think you're wrong. I think that is a reason. I think that you're right, and that is a big reason, but that's not the only reason. And I agree with you, and I covered that in the video I put out Saturday, because it really does not make any sense as to why they don't just either put the characters in the games and fuck all this waiting for the anime shit, or just do the anime. Because trust me, it's... The Japanese don't make any sense, bro, with the choices they make. They're very weird. Thunder Trunks Gaming says, Geekdom, do you think these transformations are being prepared for the new Universal Tournament arc? UI Goku, UI Vegeta, Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan, Black Freeze teaming up? That would be sick. Yes, I did a video about that last December. Type in, I think the video is the next Tournament of Power or another another Tournament of Power coming. I did cover that, and it's pretty much, it's similar to what you said, except that I also added the fact that we've got Granola and possibly Miras, who may no longer be an angel, but might still have angelic powers being involved. Clapping Cheek says, hey, Danny, you should check out Eduardo Quintana. I don't know what that is, man. You have to give me more context. I have no idea what that is. JJ saying 117, bro, love the channel, watch it from Clearwater. Oh, you're from Clearwater? That's pretty close to me, bro. I'm about 30 to 45 minutes from Clearwater. If I get in my car and I drive at full speed, I'll be there in 30. You know, if I take the Crosstown Expressway all the way through to Gandy, all the way out to Clearwater, I'll be there quickly, bro. I'm going to be heading out there for the Royal Rumble in January with a couple of homies, so it should be a good time. So yeah, it's always good to have a local person shout you out, man. That's cool. Mirzi says, could a Gohan and Broly fusion beat Black Frieza? Possibly. If Gohan and Broly fuse, and if they are able to control their rage, and if they're able to use that rage, use that energy to power themselves up, right, into really, really tapping into that power, they might be able to. The problem is that Black Frieza is an absolute beast. I did a video about this, dude. Black Frieza might be stronger than Beerus. I'm not going to say Whis, but he might be stronger than Beerus. And if you scale it, there's evidence to point to that. I might do a video about that. But I want to wait until we have more Black Frieza first. Oswald says, quick off-topic question. Thoughts on Pereira TKOing Jiri? Saludos desde Argentina. I actually didn't see that. I did not see that. I missed it. I didn't see it. I heard about it. I did not see it. I don't really have any comments on it, man. I'm going to have to check out the highlight. Because I may have seen the highlight. I may have actually seen the highlight on social media somewhere, but I did not see the show. Yeah, Brohan. I agree with Maximilian Orozco Ranhawa. So, yeah, Brohan, I think, is a good name, right? I agree with you, Cassius Fett. Yes. Bon Jedi Ranger says, is Broly... Hold on, the thing got in the way here. Broly cinematically the best. Dragon Ball movie is a superhero. That's up to you. Out of the new ones, it's probably Battle of Gods, but I would probably say Broly out of those two. You know? For Real says, what's your favorite Dragon Ball character theme song? Piccolo, the Japanese one. Dun 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 dun. That one, bro. That one's raw. Wild West Company, they can get stronger. Anybody can get stronger in Dragon Ball, bro. Nobody's capped. That's the thing about Dragon Ball. In case Super didn't teach you this, nobody in Dragon Ball is capped. People can keep getting stronger if they train. And I really do feel that way. Clapping Cheeks, that's a 1 minute short film, you'll be disappointed. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, I'm not going to take up too much of your time, y'all. This is a short stream. I just wanted to cover the drafts. Thank God Gohan Beast is coming. Oh my goodness, that makes me happy, y'all. Anyways, I will see y'all later this week. I've got a big video coming out. Speaking of Gohan, I've got a huge, not big, huge video coming out this Saturday. It's the life of Gohan. That's right. We're going to talk about it's a 48-minute video doing a complete character dissection of Gohan, better than anybody else can do on this motherfucking platform. And it's going to be about his entire life as a kid to superhero. I'm calling it from man to boy to beast. So that's exciting. Anyways, have a good night, y'all. I'll see y'all later this week. Take care, and thank you for your support as always. And if you're going through something harsh, remember, tomorrow's another day. See you later.